What is going on, guys? I am Jaye Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. This is going to be sort of like an extended, updated video on Carl Crawford. If you don't know who he is, he's a former Major League Baseball player. He retired in 2017. He played for the Tampa Bay Rays, the Boston Red Sox, and the LA Dodgers. And during the time in the latter part of his career, he ended up getting with reality TV show Didnt, the legendary Didnt herself, Evelyn Lozada. This is a woman who could definitely help women on how to, finesse a guy into getting a commitment. But we're going to talk about why Carl Crawford specifically refused to marry her. Now, let me get to the specifics of this, and I'm going to get to my thoughts. I'm going to give my red pill thoughts on this. This is how I do my videos. If you're new to the channel, new to the content, I do my videos in a very unique manner. Okay, everything is not going to be put on the screen. It's not going to be, note here or photo here or video here. Visually, you seeing everything I'm saying. I want you to listen quite clear to what I am saying, so you understand where I'm coming from. Because when I speak on the nature of females, and I speak on women like Evelyn, it's from the perspective of somebody who has lived a life and has seen different behaviors, have learned from their mistakes, and I seek to use this content in order to wake people up. Now, apparently, I'm not sure of the exact month, right? But I believe they started dating back in 2013. Okay, they started dating back in 2013, and they ended up getting engaged in December of 2013. All right, and this was during the time when Carl Crawford was in the middle of a 7-year, $142 million contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers, because Carl Crawford could play. He wasn't a home run guy. He's mostly a guy who can get on base. He could steal bases. He was a speed guy, but he was at the latter part of his career, but he was making a lot of money, and Evelyn, she likes to date her basketball players and her athletes. Mostly she was dating basketball players, but she ended up getting with this baseball player. Now, this was like a year after she left Chad. Well, I say left, they divorced each other. But after the infamous headbutt, that relationship was over. That relationship started quickly and ended quickly. And I think that when you try to clout chase and do everything for social media and for reality TV, this is what's going to happen. You're going to have these sort of quick startup and then ending relationships. And that with Chad really didn't go anywhere. Chad is still apologizing for that incident till this day. We don't know what she did or said. And what's very interesting was that I believe either Evelyn herself or somebody close to her basically said that she messed around on Chad when she went to Las Vegas, I believe. So she's not a woman who's innocent and has never not done anything outside a relationship. Now, this is all speculation, people, allegedly. So they got engaged in 2013 and they had a kid in 2014. Okay. Now, he ended up buying a $1.4 million ring. This is what this guy did. Because once again, you have a guy who knows what type of female he has. He knows that she's high maintenance. He knows that she's on reality TV, so it's all about show. And I think he was a little bit, caught up in her box, and he wasn't thinking clearly, as you can see, because he's not even a big social media guy. Carl Crawford is not big on social media. He just isn't. Okay, but he ended up buying this ring, and he ended up regretting it because he ended up wanting it back. Now, Evelyn Ali gave an interview with the Breakfast Club, and she talked about how she left the relationship because Carl was, messing around with other females. Okay, that's why she left. But she doesn't really go into details about why the relationship ended. And the reason why she isn't doing so is because at the time she didn't know, but Carl was sabotaging the relationship. Let's just put it on out the table. The reason why Carl didn't want to marry her, well, one of the myriad of reasons, is because for the most part, I spoke about another video I did. He did not want to lose the fortune that he had accumulated in his career to a female who's clearly a gold digger. Okay? Clearly. She dated Antoine Walker during his playing days. This guy ended up going broke. He ended up going broke. And that was during the time he was dating her. Living extravagant lifestyles. At the end of the day, you mismanage your money to the point to where you're broke, and she done moved on to the next guy. As a matter of fact, she moves on to reality TV. And Carl Crawford did not want that fate. And I think it took him a couple of years, but he snapped out of it. You know? Now, when they ended up breaking up, because she claims that they broke up because he was messing around, I think Carl wanted to get caught. From my understanding, he would fly chicks out. He would go on dates. He wanted to get caught. Carl wanted to get caught. And he knew that it was only so much that Evelyn would take before she'd want to leave that relationship. Because a lot of these females want to feel like they left the relationship. It was all their decision. Let me tell you something. If a guy wants to not be in a relationship with you anymore, now mind you, they do have a kid together. If a guy wants to end a relationship with you, but he doesn't want to just leave it, he will put the decision in your hands. Carl Crawford put the decision in her hands. And because she's on reality TV and because she wants to be able to go on interviews and brag about it, okay, she ended up, ended up breaking up. And now she's going around talking about how she's the one who ended the relationship. I think Carl was ready to leave. I think she refused to sign a prenup as well. I don't think that I don't think she's comfortable being with a rich man and not having access to his money when a relationship is over. But I will say this, though. She doesn't talk about her exes. And I think the reason why is because she knows those guys financially took care of her. And they probably still are. You know, I think that now, after a couple of years, I think Evelyn realized that Carl really, he wanted out. I think during the last year of their relationship, they were basically living different lives. And I think that Carl, is a guy who he likes his variety. As a matter of fact, this year he ended up having another kid. He's on kid number 5 now. He has 5 kids. So it means he had 3 before he even got with Evelyn. To my knowledge, I don't think he had any between the breakup, with her until now. Which means that this guy, he's not very disciplined. Now, I don't know how his support situation is going. Obviously, it must not bother him much. But in that moment, I think he realized, you know what? I just don't see marriage in her. I don't see marriage material. I see somebody who's going to use any type of situation to use it to their benefit. I think Carl used a Jedi mind trick on Evelyn to get her to want to leave that relationship because he did not want to have to do the heavy lifting when it came to separating. So he put the power in her hands. That's what men do. I know some of you females think that if you leave a relationship, it's because you wanted to leave it. That could be true. But if that guy is out blatantly flirting with chicks, getting their numbers, texting them, allowing you to see it, he's out in public, he's around your friends and he's doing things, that he knows that you're not going to like, he's trying to get caught. I think that Carl was trying to get caught. I think Carl was over being in a relationship with her. I believe he got cold feet 100%. I think when he thought about it, he realized it would be a very bad move to marry this woman. Okay. The relationship, I think, got started very quickly. How do you get engaged that quickly from meeting somebody? But maybe they've known each other for a long time. I'm pretty sure she's had a ton of athletes in her DMs. Carl Crawford was probably one of them. Who once she, was done with Chad, she, got with him because the guy's making a lot of money with the Dodgers. But once his career pretty much was over, I think he looked at his financial situation, and I believe he said to himself, it's better for me to just be single and not commit to somebody when I am not fully financially in the place that I want to be, because my career is over. I have to look at my finances a little bit better. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to have mishaps. And I think there are men who go through those thoughts. And you got women who chase behind these guys, but these guys are not marrying the thoughts. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Yes, they mess around with them. You may have the occasional athlete or rapper who may impregnate one of these chicks, but they're not marrying them. Even though Carl had a kid with her, he still said, you know what, I can't do this. I cannot put my financial future in your hands by marrying you without a prenup being signed. I truly believe that the reason why they are able to co-parent and is functional is because she believes she left the relationship. It was her decision. And he wants her to believe that, because Carl, I think he just wanted to smash. I think the relationship moved faster than he thought. And that's what happens, man, when you hook up with these chicks and you think it's just going to be a casual situation, and it ends up extending. And I think that's what it was, because they were portraying themselves as an engaged couple for over a year, even though they were living separate lives. That just shows you that she will do anything for perception. She probably wanted that relationship to keep going longer than he wanted it to, because she was doing it for the reality show. She wanted to have a storyline for reality show. She wanted to be able to say, hey, I'm dating this baseball player who's making millions of dollars. And he was pretty much trying to do everything in his power to get out of that relationship. You have guys who will self-sabotage to get out of relationships they do not want to be in. I think that was a fling that went farther than it needed to go. And that is why Carl backed all the way away and got out of it as fast as he could. And he got his $1 million ring too.